In this video I will explain to you how to be the best version of ourselves. How important are you? Do you feature on your own list of priorities? If you're a parent, you no doubt regard your children as your number one priority. If you work as a manager or business owner with staff or targets to consider, you'll justifiably treat work as vital. It's important to look after your staff and customers, earn a living and be in a stimulating environment that sustains you. Family and friends are important too. They're often the reason we work so hard, to provide them with a comfortable home and lifestyle, good schooling and fun times together. The big question is, where do you fit into all of this? If you went to a restaurant or consulted a specialist and saw that they were stressed, irritable and overworked, you'd probably wonder why they'd agreed to take your booking. The same applies if you're being pulled in all directions and not feeling able to cope. Irritability, frustration and resentment can start to surface. No one benefits. Achieving some balance in life, where you recognize your limits and boundaries, allows you to be the best version of yourself. Then everyone, including you, has a better experience and quality of life. Here are 10 ways to be the best version of yourself. Practice positive self-talk. Start to notice those automatic, "I'm so stupid," responses that can so easily surface when you're stressed. Yes, something you did may have been a mistake, but that doesn't mean you're stupid. We often talk to ourselves more harshly than we ever would to anyone else. Learn to be kinder to yourself and recognize your early warning signs of stress. Schedule time for things you know you do well. It's especially important in the midst of tough or difficult times to remind yourself of your skills, talents and abilities. Allow time for the things you enjoy and are good at. Sport, DIY, playing an instrument, volunteering can be ways to bring a positive mindset into your life. Broadcast what you've done. Household chores, chauffeuring duties, the errands that go unnoticed are often taken for granted. There's no need to be heavy-handed, but occasionally remind others that you've stocked the cupboards with food. The clean laundry and towels don't get replenished by magic. Solicit appreciation for those efforts that support the smooth running of their lives. Smile and accept compliments and praise. Don't shrug them off in an "it's nothing" way. Acknowledge, say thank you, and let them know that good manners and appreciation are important to you. Pace yourself. Being the best version of yourself means being able to manage stress. Learn to recognize what you can and can't do each day. There's no merit in being invincible or feeling that you've failed if you don't manage to do everything. It's okay to tackle big jobs in stages. Let others help. If you're working long hours or have many demands on your time, why not engage help with cleaning, gardening, ironing or with business tasks like PR, accounts and social media. The time freed up can be used elsewhere and is often money well spent. Delegate tasks to staff and encourage them to blossom and become more enthusiastic about their work. Let your children help. Even if their efforts are clumsy, it's good to encourage them to become more independent. No can be the most positive word in your vocabulary when used well. Yes can become a negative habit if you automatically take on too much by way of work, social engagements or family responsibilities. We may be eager to please others, appear efficient and successful. But saying no in an appropriate way allows you to use your time well, focus on your priorities and become the best version of yourself. Nurture your relationships. Our partners, families, colleagues, friends cannot be expected to be psychic, but will often be understanding and supportive if told what's going on and asked for help. Let them in and they may even come up with great ideas and suggestions. Have regular breaks. It may seem counterintuitive to stop work for a time, but regular breaks allow you to better manage stress and return to work with a fresh perspective and new insights. Being the best version of yourself means looking after yourself and pausing from time to time. Have a healthy snack, plenty of water and switch off for an hour or so before bed. Accept invitations and offers that take you out of your comfort zone. Scare yourself a little every day, even if it's simply by choosing a different lunch, speaking to someone new, accepting a challenge. Allow your confidence and self-belief to grow by expanding your horizons. Keep a journal and log those mini successes to sustain you during difficult times. Becoming the best version of yourself means shaking off old, unhelpful patterns that may have once worked well for you. And interestingly, once we become receptive to positive changes, other factors often work to motivate and sustain us. Now I will discuss why doing your best will always benefit you. Always do your best in everything you undertake, said my grandfather countless times while I was growing up. And although in theory, it sounds pretty simple, in reality, most of us are not giving our all in the things we do. Yet, real success comes only from pushing ourselves to do the best we can. How many times have you heard this phrase from people around you? But what does it mean to do your best? And how can you push yourself to do your hardest? You must always do your best in everything that you take on, since what you are planting now, you will harvest in the future. But first, you have to define your goals, work on having an efficient self-discipline, handling setbacks and also overcoming them. I know that you heard people say before that they did their best after they failed at an attempt to do something. Yet, if you do not learn from it, move on and try again, you will stagnate in your personal growth and probably delay your chances of success. Pessimism is a damaging trait. So when you remain optimistic along the way, you make sure that all the negative thoughts you might have do not come in and damage your efforts. When you do your best, the last thing you want is for your pessimistic views to get in the way. Doing your best begins by daily practice. When I tell people I write about determination, discipline, and success, they seem to believe that I just inspire people. There is nothing wrong with encouraging someone. On the contrary, it is great. But what I mean is that if I inspire you, it is just like giving you a momentary feeling. On the other hand, if I drive you to the determination, you learn how to push yourself. Doing your best has a different meaning for a lot of people. But to me, do your best means to do all that you possibly can do to make things or goals happen. It can also represent the definition of success. As you learn, try by practicing your abilities for hours on end, and do your best, you begin to notice that while you execute a skill over and over, it becomes a habit. This repetitive behavior makes you far more likely to succeed than if you were practicing it 3 times a week. As a result, you become an expert, a master, as states the book Mastery by Robert Greene. Learn how to do your finest to learn how to do your best each time. You have to think about what you want to achieve and the reason. You need to choose goals that are important to you, because you can then focus on the outcome, which in turn will improve and change your life. To keep building up your energy and determination, choose only 2 or 3 objectives that matter to you. You should not try to work on too many things at once, because you will not be able to give 100% of your effort on priorities that have to be done. You must believe in your ability to do your best, work hard and build your skills. You need to have a growth mindset rather than a fixed mindset. People who have a fixed mindset view their skills and aptitudes as innate qualities they cannot change, while people with a growth mindset believe that anything can be learned. So make sure you always do your best. To do your best means full in. The critical rule when trying to do your best is to make sure you are giving your best in everything you do. It looks simple, but this is the one thing most people often ignore. To be your greatest implies you have to be full in and give 100% effort on the task or skill you act upon. Anything less might be the reason why you do not reach your objectives and succeed. When you only give 90 or 95%, the remaining 5-10% could make the difference between achieving your objectives and failing. When you do your best, you push beyond your limits. You do not pay attention nor try to compare yourself to the accomplishments of others. And you have to realize which your abilities are at this point. Then practice getting better than your current skill level. Break your objective into smaller goals as you do your best. You need to realize that it often requires numerous attempts, not just one. Failure and obstacles are a considerable part of the process for success in most fields. When it happens, just learn from it, move on and find another way. You have to turn your objective into a sequence of smaller goals. At that point, create a list of steps you need to take to accomplish each secondary goal. To stay determined and keep doing your best, reward yourself after each small win. If your general aim is to learn marketing, you might break your objective down into steps like necessary marketing skills, mastering 1 or 2 strategies, and practicing daily. Each of these smaller goals needs to be completed. Do your best by modeling successful people. Feeling guilty for lacking the discipline or determination is such an unproductive emotion. Yet, so many people have guilt because they procrastinate instead of pushing themselves every day. To do your best, you can use your energy to reverse engineer successful people. It means trying to uncover what tactics successful people use to succeed and copy them. If not, or without a mentor, you tend to fail frequently. Do not work harder but smarter by observing the differences between what you do and what successful individuals do, so you can copy them from scratch, bit by bit, and be the best version of yourself. Copying is merely modeling others who have accomplished what you want to build or put an effort in. It does not take too many biography books or success stories of high achievers to observe a general idea of how they tackle their way to success and do your best. Ask for help to become your best. Asking help from others on how to understand something or what to do is a great idea. It is even essential as you begin. If you can get hold of someone who is already successful in what you want to do, their advice can be pure gold. If you do not know anyone, read what experts or successful individuals have to say. Choose the people in your field and learn from them through seminars, videos, books, interviews, or whatever you can put your hands on. Never forget to take breaks or taking care of your health, no matter what. I take a break in the afternoon and walk for 2 hours every day. Get also well rested, as it is hard always to do your best when you are tired, stressed, or have done physical exercise. Good habits can make the difference. Have self-confidence no matter the situation. Keep being self-confident as much as you can. You cannot expect to be successful or get anywhere if you show yourself as a person who has no self-belief. Having confidence helps you build up real faith and do your best. Always maintain a positive outlook. I know it is not that easy, but try to find the good in any bad situation. Focus on what you have just learned and how can you do better the next time around. Do not complain or feel sorry for yourself, because it only prevents, and even stops you from moving on. Do your best in everything. It is always easier to do your best when you do these things regularly, which means each and every day. It has to become an everyday routine and habit. Consider doing your best in everything you undertake like it is a new lifestyle you need to have. Imagine that you have no choice. Rebuke procrastination, as it prevents you from learning and improving and not from failing. My final word would be that trying your best is not good enough. Instead, I want you to say that you did do your best. You do not want to fail at things you take on without really giving it your best shot. Think of all the things you might miss out if you do not do your best each and every time. Thank you for watching. Until next, we will see you soon.